Right then, welcome to Halloween scrapbook process video 2. Now, a couple of things I want to say about this layout before we get going. One, if you saw Halloween process 1, and if you haven't, I will link it if you are interested in it. Yes, if you saw it, and particularly if you liked it, then I'm just going to let you know now that this layout is the polar opposite to that kind of pretty scrapbook layout. This one is not pretty at all. No. And the other thing is, and you've probably already noticed this, but this is a longer layout or longer video than usual, just because this layout took quite a while and there's lots of different elements to it and stuff. But yes, wish me luck. I've got to talk for over 13 minutes. Right. What am I doing? Oh, there's the photo. This photo, I've already failed. This photo is from 2013, and I was in my second year at uni. And at the time, my housemates and I were obsessed with The Walking Dead. And in 2013, the show was probably at its height of goodness, I would say. Anyway, yes, we were obsessed. So we decided for Halloween, we would dress up as zombies/walkers. And we went all out with the FX makeup, you know, like the liquid latex to make wounds. And some of us had like zombie contacts in. And we looked awesome, I'm not going to lie. And we got a friend to take this photo of us kind of trying to come in through our French doors. It's a pretty cool photo, but unfortunately it's not that good quality. The lighting must have been bad. Phone cameras 4 years ago weren't as good as they are now. And yes, I tried to do some stuff in Photoshop to make it a little bit better, but I'm not that good at Photoshop, so there you go. If you are interested in seeing what we really look like, then I do have another zombie layout coming in this series, which is more close-up of our zombie makeup, but it will be quite a different video to this, I think. I haven't done it yet. Shh, secrets. So, as for what I've done in the past few minutes and haven't spoken about at all is lots and lots of gessoing. Yes, so on my 1212 page, there was a ton of gesso, mainly because the page needed to be able to take a lot of weight and mixed media and stuff. Well, you can see it there. And also, once it was dry, after I did this part, it had to spend 2 days under something heavy and flat, because with all that stuff on it, it really warped. So I'm just adding ink there. That's Mr. Huey's ink in Canyon and in Warm Calico, which is it's such a dark grey, it might as well be black. And I'm just playing around with the ink and dripping it and splashing it. And in a minute, I use like a foam brush to just smush it around. And I'm just making a whole lot of mess, to be honest. The other thing I was doing just before that was making some doors. And I added some, as you saw, I added modelling paste on through a stencil. I was really not trying to make it neat at all. The whole point of this layout is to look really distressed and messy, which means it was really fun to do, actually. Yes, I enjoyed this quite a bit. And this is probably going to be one of those layouts where I say the word distressed a lot, so warning for that. So there's my doors again, nice and dry, and I'm just covering them in a really thick layer of grey acrylic paint. I think there was a little bit of silver mixed in with that as well, just to give them a teensy bit of shininess. And then after I did the layer of grey, I went around the edges with some a lighter grey, just it would help the doors pop a little bit. And then you may have noticed when I did the stencils, I did like a rectangular bit at the bottom, just because like industrial doors tend to have that little darker panel down the bottom. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You might not know what I mean. So to explain the layout, now that we are like 4 minutes in, and what I'm actually doing with this layout is in The Walking Dead, and I will try not to explain it too much, because either you've watched it and you know exactly what I'm talking about, or you haven't watched it and therefore don't care, is in the first ever episode, this guy, the main character, he wakes up in hospital, the zombie apocalypse has happened, and he doesn't know, and he's walking through this abandoned hospital, and he walks towards these big old thick doors to the cafeteria, and someone has written on them, "Don't open, dead inside." And the doors are like, and as he comes closer to the door, they start to bulge outwards, and all these zombie hands start sort of reaching out, and it's become a really iconic thing for The Walking Dead. So I thought, because the picture has us kind of coming at a door, it was the perfect opportunity to kind of do that. really. And so yes, you'll see how I do that with the words and everything in a minute. At the moment, I'm just putting a little layer, quite a thick layer actually, of some more black acrylic. Well, I think it was super dark grey actually, rather than black, but just in that gap where the doors would be bulging open slightly, because there's going to be zombie hands coming out towards them. You can probably see the little zombie hands ready there in the top left. So that's what I did there. And because my doors ended up a little bit wider than I had originally planned for them to be, I just added some more stuff around the edges, because a lot of that stuff I'd done before with the ink was going to now get covered up, which, you know, is the nature of doing this kind of thing in scrapbooking. But yes, adding some more splashes to the doors with like blood and fake blood, obviously, and stuff like that, just making a mess, making it look distressed. The zombie apocalypse isn't pretty, guys, you know, it's just, it is messy. So, oh, a thing I forgot to say is I also backed my doors with some really thick card just to help them be more sturdy. So this is what I did for my title, because in the show and possibly in the comic, I don't know, I haven't read it, but the don't open dead inside is done like with spray paint or paint. It's hand done, so I had to find a font that would work, and I cut it out on my silhouette. I did 4 or 5 of each word and then layered each letter, so I basically kind of made my own thickers. It was an effort, I'm not gonna lie, but I think it was worth it in the end. And the font is, oh, here's my cat. I left this footage in because I just thought it was funny, because Conan came and, quotation marks, helped me do the layout. Getting right in the way there, Conan. Anyway, yes, if you're interested in the font, I think it's got a silly name. What's it called? Oh, it's called Cyrus the Virus Rotate. And I cannot take credit at all for this. I literally Googled Walking Dead font, and this was one of the first things that came up. So, yes, taking no credit whatsoever. So there's me doors, and I'm putting my title on doors because that's how it looks like in the show. And for those of you who do not know, again, I keep saying this, but I realise that not everyone watches The Walking Dead, but I and all the Walking Dead fans do realise that it reads as don't dead open inside, but that's what it looks like in the show, and again, possibly in the comics, I don't know. So that's the way I've done it to make it look like that. It became a meme, by the way, the whole thing, people going, don't dead open inside, question mark. So, yes, we all know it looks like that, but it isn't. It's don't open dead inside. So, anywho, I am putting in my little zombie hands. Those I cut on my silhouette. It was a cut file, which I bought for like 30 pence or something, you know, ridiculously overpriced like that. Sarcasm, by the way, for those who don't pick up on that. So yeah, figured out where I wanted them, took a picture, as you see, and to make the doors look like they're kind of bulging outwards, I added foam tape on the inner side of the doors and added normal double-sided sticky tape on the outside kind of thing. And then I took off the backing of the first layer of foam tape and stuck my little zombie hands on one at a time, figuring out which one was going on which side to overlap where and kind of which way they needed to lean or face and all that kind of thing. It took forever. I've cut out a ton of footage. This was definitely the longest and most complicated part. Actually, no, it was the second most complicated part. The most complicated part you will see in a bit. And now I'm doing it on the other side as well. Thankfully, didn't leave in too much footage, I don't think. Grace, hopefully, please. Oh, no. Oh, no, and I've still got a few minutes to talk. My voice hurts. I've never done a scrapbook layout for this long. Anyway, oh, look. Foam tape. So more layers of foam tape, both for the layery thicknessy thing. See, I'm running out of words. And also it helps seal in my little zombie hands as well. And that was a really, really simple method, but it worked super, super well. Once I stuck it down and also got it stuck to my arm there for a second, before I stuck it down, I bent back the zombie hands and arms just so they wouldn't get in the way and in a tangle and all that kind of thing. And seeing as I wasn't bothered about them getting ripped and stuff, because that would kind of help the effect, it didn't matter that they were being folded back and stuff. I did add some paint onto the little zombie hands just with a sponge, just because they look too clean. Even though I did them in like creepy colours like the grey and the green, they still looked far too clean, so I just dabbed over, and I just cut out the most complicated part, which was me layering and figuring out where all the different zombie hands needed to go. It did take forever layering them in different ways and stuff, but we got there in the end. And just with glue dots, I stuck the hands down on, you know, the opposite door that they were coming from and needed to say the other way. Oh my goodness. So they wouldn't stick up is where I'm going with that. So what am I doing now? Oh, I am making the little, like, the bar that is slotted through the handles of the door, so, you know, the zombies can't get out. I didn't need to do the handles because my photo was going over them. And yes, so that was just some metallic grey paper that I found in my stash and stuck it on some thick card. I had to overlap it because it wasn't long enough, but as the photo was going to go over the overlapped bit, it didn't matter. And as you see, I'm again using a mix of normal double-sided sticky tape and foam tape to have different layers and whatnot, having some second thoughts about which way I wanted to go, and then I'm decided. And what am I doing? I matted my photo. Apparently I did that off camera, but it's just with black. It's not very exciting. You probably didn't need to see that. And again, different layers of foam and double-sided tape, just so it would stick up in the places it needed to and not stick up in the places it didn't need to. Yes, there's so many innuendos going on right now. Anywho, I think I'm pretty much done. Yes, I'm done. Oh, lastly, I made a little cafeteria sign. I embossed the words, just the letters, sorry, just so they would look white. But yes, that's what I did there. And then just finally finishing off with some more blood, because why the heck not? Now, I just want to add, also, I totally didn't realise that this was getting published on the same day that The Walking Dead is coming out, the new series in the UK. It would have been yesterday for other parts of the world, but in the UK it's today. Totally not on purpose. Didn't realise at all, because I don't actually watch it anymore. But there we go. So there we go. There is my Don't Open Dead Inside layout. I realise it's not to everybody's tastes, but I am really, really proud of it. I kind of love it, I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. The next Halloween layout will be another pretty one, so yes, look out for that. But for now, bye bye.